Oliver.
And I'm Asher.
And how old are you guys?
8 and 10.
And you guys, what school do you guys go to?
PHA.
PHA. Pacific Heritage Academy.
And how old are you?
10 and 8.
And 8. All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about psychosocial development, which means kind of emotional and social development. Okay? So some of the things that you can do emotionally that you didn't used to be able to do is regulate yourself a little more, take more responsibility for your actions, and use more self-control. Oliver, can you give me an example of how you might regulate yourself?
I regulate my,
So how might you stop yourself from doing something that you might have done when you were younger?
I think about it.
Okay. And Asher, how do you think you might use a little more self-control than you used to?
So I think I would be able to, I can control my ADHD a little better now that I'm used to it and I know how to react. I know how to react to depending on the situation.
Okay.
Because I've gotten used to it, and I think that helps a lot.
So another thing that happens when you get a little older is you begin to make a realistic self-concept of yourself. So you think about who you are and what you like, and you have an idea of what kind of a person you are.
Definitely.
So your sister, do you think she ever thinks to herself, what kind of person am I?
No.
No, but do you
a
guys...
doll person.
Yeah. She just likes what she likes, and she doesn't like what she doesn't like. But you guys actually think about what you like and what you don't like and what kind of person you want to be. And you also have a tendency to compare yourself to your peers a little bit more, so your friends in school. So you guys each want to tell me one or two things that you feel like is important about yourself that makes up an important part of who you are. What about you, Asher? What's something that's important about you that makes you Asher?
I think I'm Asher because I'm funny. I try to pay attention the best I can, and I'm kind of picky.
So Oliver, can you tell me something that is really important to your self-concept? Something about you that's important?
Something about me that's important is I like being funny, and I also like playing soccer because it's one of my favorite sports.
Good.
One of my favorite sports is Foursquare because it's fun and you get to.
So sometimes at this age you compare yourself to other people in the school. If you were going to compare anything, is there anything that you think about? Like comparing yourself to people that you know?
I think that I compare myself to Dominic because he's fun and I'm fun, and we both have a lot of the same differences and a lot of the same things.
Okay. Esther, is there anything that you find yourself comparing at school?
Sometimes I compare myself to the Kumus, or teachers, Kumus, whatever you call them. Like, see if I'm going to get along with them most of the time on the first day when I get to meet them on backward teacher night or something like that.
Okay.
I get to meet them and I see if she's going to be a good teacher for me this year, judging on their personalities.
Perfect. So one thing that can be difficult is accumulated stress. Now you guys know what stress is, but did you know that a lot of stress that goes for a long time can be worse for your brain than one really stressful thing that happens and then stops? Can you guys either think of one thing that one stressful thing in your life that happened and stopped, or a smaller stress that goes on for a long time?
Migraines.
Migraines are a stress that goes on for a long time for you? Because they happen again and again?
Yes.
What about you, Oliver?
One of the short stresses is hard math problems. Because I'm like, oh, what is this? Oh. And I think a little bit too hard. And it's like, sometimes it's really easy and I think way too hard. So it's really hard for me because sometimes I like doing challenges. But sometimes I can't do challenges or it'll be really, really, really hard for me. So I usually do challenges, but sometimes I don't because it'll be too hard for me.
Okay. There's something called resilience, and different people have different levels of resilience. And what resilience is when you have one of the hard things that happens all at once, that you do a good job getting through it. So maybe if your parents got divorced, if you do a good job dealing with that, you'd be really resilient. Or if you had to live through an earthquake, that's another type of thing that you could be resilient. So I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about families and kids. And what do you think some of the needs of kids are? Something that kids actually need. What, Oliver?
Food, water.
So physical necessities, things to keep them alive.
Outside.
They need to go outside.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. What about you, Asher?
I think they need to play. Physical activity with other kids, or else they're not going to be healthy.
Okay. I agree with all of those things. Physical necessities are very important. Learn what?
Clothes.
Clothes is a physical necessity, you're right. Learning is important. Having self-respect, feeling like you're a good person is really important.
Yeah.
Having friendships. Do you guys feel like having friendships is important?
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
And how important do you think it is to have harmony and stability? To have some place that you feel safe?
I think you need that, or you're gonna go crazy.
Okay. Do you think that's important, Oliver?
Doing what?
Having some place that you feel safe, somewhere that's harmonious and stable?
Yeah, it's 100%.
Now, there are different types of families, right?
Yeah.
So what different kinds of families can you think of that you maybe know?
Like, poor families, rich families, wealthy families, and that's all.
Okay. Well, what kind of family do we have? We have...
Wealthy.
What kind of parents do we have?
Nice parents, and you have wealthy children and healthy parents.
Okay. What about we have me, I'm a girl, and your dad's a boy.
Yeah.
And do you have one parent or two parents?
Two parents.
Two parents. What other kinds of families are there?
Parents with one parent if somebody died, or gay families. It's not that I'm saying it's bad, I'm saying it's okay to have gay families,
Yeah.
but some people have them.
Some people have two moms or two dads. What about, and there, Asher? What about Uncle Matt and Aunt Chrissy? Is there anything about their little family that's different about our family?
Oh, they can't have babies.
And so what did they just do?
They, adopted one.
So yeah, so they have a little adopted daughter, so they're an adoptive family. Now that doesn't make them any better or worse than other families, but it's just there's all sorts of different kinds of families that you can be from.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the most important thing about families? Do you think what they're made up from?
Nice parents.
Nice parents are important. Anything else? What else is important about families? Healthy
kids, healthy parents.
Okay, healthiness is important.
Not too nice, though. But if they're completely nice, and whenever you ask they say yes, that is a bad habit.
So they need some discipline.
Discipline.
But nice parents, but with structure and discipline. So it sounds like what you're saying is that the function of the family is more important than the parts that make it up.
Yeah.
Okay. What about things that can cause trouble in a family? What are some things that might cause stress and trouble inside a family?
when the family doesn't get along.
Okay, conflict is one. If the family really doesn't get along, what's something that might happen if you have two parents?
Divorce family, you'll break apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes there's problems because your family has too much money?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you get too greedy and then you buy everything and then you're too poor and then you need more money but you can't get any.
Yeah.
You
So
don't have a job.
yeah, if you don't have a job, that can cause a lot of trouble in a family. Sometimes if you have too much money or not enough.
Not spending time with your children.
Not spending enough time with your children? What about drugs and alcohol? Can they cause trouble?
Yes.
Sometimes. Drugs will, maybe, if they're good drugs, no. Bad drugs, yes.
So
But alcohol, if you're not addicted or drunk, you can drink it sometimes.
then it's fine as long as you are careful about it.
My dad drinks alcohol a lot.
A lot.
No, not a
little.
lot. Sometimes.
Okay, so another question I have is, how do you choose your friends? How do you know you want to be friends with someone? Okay, go ahead, Asher.
Based on their personalities and how we interact with each other.
Okay, what about you? Is it the same answer? Yeah, basically, how you interact.
How we interact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What type of friends do you not want to have?
Bad personalities have very mean. I used to be friends with Santos, but he's actually kind of mean to me. So sometimes, because once I decided not to be friends with him. He said, "I'll buy you soda if you're my friend, because I'm smart. They like me."
Yeah, but did that work? Did it make you want to be his friend for him to buy you things?
No.
Because what's more important?
Personality.
Personality and how you get along?
Yeah, how I get along.
All right, do you guys know anything about bullies?
Yes. Talk when other people are talking, be mean to you, push you, punch you, anything. Nice people are people who stand up for you. If you're getting bullied, pushed, or even being threatened by somebody with a knife, then you can't. And somebody else can say, "No, stop," in a really loud voice, and in a really, really loud voice, and they'll probably stop because it's scary for them to have, because they're used to people just saying, "Ah," and running away.
So if the culture of your school or your environment is such that bullies know that they aren't welcome, does that stop bullies, do you think? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
If you stand up to them? Okay. Another question I have is, how do you know what's right and what's wrong?
By what people teach you.
By what people teach you?
Yes. Basically, I think what your parents' teachings grow into you. So if your parents swore and you thought it was okay, then probably you would swear a lot of the time.
Okay, so basically you watch people around you and that's how you know. How do you think Eloise knows what to do and what not to do?
People tell her, they
Sacred.
persuade her.
How do you think she decides if she wants to do something naughty?
She doesn't think about it. She goes, I want to do that.
So if it feels good, she'll do it, and if it feels bad, she won't do it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it is when you're younger, but then when you're your age, you watch people and you learn the right and the wrong.
Or you already know it.
Or you already know it. So as you get older, do you think maybe you start to think to yourself about what's right and what's wrong, and then you decide what's right no matter what other people are doing?
I think sometimes. I think
Sometimes?
most of the time, it's just your environment that grows into you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being part of this discussion. Is there anything else that you guys want to add about school age and how you feel about it?
No, I think that's pretty much it.